Hi everyone, I'm Esther Kovac, co-founder of Drone Talks, and today I'm here at Amsterdam Drone Week with Jan from KPN and Thomas from TEOCO. So maybe let's start with a little bit of introduction if someone doesn't know you. Maybe Jan, if you could please tell what do you do at KPN and why are you here at the drone show as a cellular network provider representative?
Yeah, so my name is Glint. I work for KPN, it's a big incumbent telco in the Netherlands. I'm a business developer. My role is to combine the challenges in society with the new technical developments we see. We've played a role historically in bringing a lot of new innovations to the market, so that's why we're very much interested in drones, and I'm responsible for the drone services we are providing in the Netherlands.
That's very interesting. Thank you. Thomas, if you could share
Sure.
your background.
Well, my name's Thomas Neubauer. I'm the VP of Innovation at TEOCO, where I'm responsible for a solution called AirborneRF. I'm also serving at the board of directors of GUTSMA, the Global UTM Association, bringing in telecom know-how. And as such, I'm also leading the work of ACGA, the Aerial Connectivity Joint Activity, leading the work on interfaces between telecom industry and the aviation industry.
That's exciting. So I think, last year we had a great discussion with one of my colleagues about, certain topics, but I heard this evolved, during the last year, and there is a lot going on, utilizing connectivity data in the Netherlands, for multiple use cases. So you told me here at the corner, one of the hottest topic is, as of today, you are capable to predict, the network coverage for a drone flight. How is that, Jan? Or what's going on there,
So yeah, a lot of stuff is happening over there. Let me think of how to start. I think one of the most important thing what we've been announced recently is a joint cooperation between the Dutch ANSP LVNL and a drone operator called ANWB and KPN as a network and a connectivity infrastructure provider, where with the three of us, with multiple disciplines, we're trying to bring the ecosystem a step further, so we make drone flights operational. And with doing that, we also find out what are the barriers and the things we need to solve. And one of them is how you control the drone remotely and all the challenges that comes with that. And one of them is the SORA procedure, in which you will need to be able to predict the expected coverage, the network coverage from the MNO on the expected flight path. So KPN is very good in volume, in providing a digital infrastructure. And what we did is we brought the API together with TEOCO, operational. So at this moment you are able, if you want to fly, you can use the API to predict the coverage in the air and use that information for your certain SORA procedure and make sure that the connectivity for command and control of the drone, or for example sending the payload data, is available. And we're very happy that we're there. And one of my messages I want to bring across is that we are ready for the drone operators and the ecosystem in the Netherlands to start using this API and this service.
It's amazing. So Thomas, just your thoughts on it. It seems like KPN is one of the leader in the space, to me as an outsider. So what do you see how KPN is enabling, these operations in the Netherlands? And what do you think the software AirborneRF, contributes towards to that? So how is this collaboration, looks like in real life,
So
yeah.
Drone operators many times are faced with the challenge that for any sophisticated BVLOS flight approval request, they have to provide evidence on where do they have connectivity and how can they get this data. And because historically aviation and telecom didn't have much touch points or many touch points. And because of that, it was very difficult for them to understand, imagine, and even retrieve data. And that is exactly the problem that KPN is actually solving. And we're super proud to be a partner with AirborneRF to provide those capabilities. We're working with KPN since 2019, where we have first engaged in exploring, and we're super happy that this is now actually operationally set up to be usable for any early adopters to get any drone operators that set of information in an automated manner.
I think, but this is the key. What I'm just catching, during this discussion, it's not something theoretical anymore. It seems like this is out there, and if I'm a drone operator, I can find you, and we can start to understand this data set. So I think what I'm trying to understand, what is next now? It's out there, so I think operators start to use it, right? Maybe Jan, what's your take on it, or what's your first feedback from operators?
Yeah, so we already did some tests, and they were very positive. So there's a drone corridor along the North Sea, and we used the API, and we also did an actual flight, so we could compare the actual data with what was being expected. That's very interesting. And the second thing is that we want to bring it to the next stage. So that's why the cooperation with LVNL and ANWB is so important. Where we do many flights, we get a lot of feedback from the actual flights, and we can use that to increase the quality of our services. And one thing I want to add is regarding the standardization. For telco, it's very important, and we sometimes forget that because we think it's normal that our services work everywhere on the world. It's called roaming. But if you go abroad, you can call back to the Netherlands, and that happens because of the standardization, and that's why we're so happy to work with TEOCO, because they are very heavily involved in the standardization on the part we don't know. We know telco, we know standardization on telco, where GSMA is responsible for, but we don't know standardization in aviation, and it's very important to bring that together.
I think an important point in that is, from an aviation perspective, it is many times not sufficient that you can technically do it on a telecom side. It is also important that that is an acceptable means to actually provide that data. And in doing this global work to harmonize this and standardize these interfaces, this is where we really can help to make the services available through the KPN superior performance of the network, not just in a test environment, but throughout the Netherlands and to any potential consumer of the data. That is really to have a standardized interface that is accepted and actually working. That is really the benefit.
So Thomas, you are leading on that ACJ working task too, if I remember well.
Yes.
Where you're working on different initiatives globally, so not only in the Netherlands, right? So this is
correct. It is truly a global initiative from Australia, Asia, Pacific, Europe, North America, to actually harmonize interfaces between the telecom industry and the aviation industry, a UTM, as we mentioned before, LVNL and others, they need to get also that data. Not only the drone operator, also the regulator needs to get that data, and that is exactly what we are facilitating. And it's a global requirement, and we look very much forward to see more deployments such as the one that is already in place here in the Netherlands.
So Jan, if you want to highlight which use cases, are the hottest in the Netherlands, or what do you see? You do business development, so you probably talk to a lot of stakeholders, I assume, in the Netherlands. So what do you see as an industry? What are the directions we are going towards?
So I think one of the key things we discuss is flying BVLOS.
Yeah.
Because if you have BVLOS operation, you immensely increase the capacity of one single drone pilot operating multiple drones. The business case simply are very hard to fly in any large scale if BVLOS operations are not supporting. It's not supported. So one of the use cases I'm very heavily involved in is the ANWB, which is about medical transport. But you see a lot of other use cases, which is around visual inspection use cases of infrastructure, ground infrastructure, train infrastructure, mobile tower infrastructure. Those of the cases you can solve but it's all needing BVLOS operations.
Yes, and Thomas, BVLOS cooperation's just around the corner, right? And safety is the hottest topic for that. So
it's certainly much closer than we think.
yeah.
And there's use cases out there that actually are bringing immense value today. You're replacing a helicopter. It's a sustainability question, just like the EU drone strategy 2.0 also pointed out. So there's a lot that is actually feasible. It is just that we also need to do it, and there's many different moving parts that we need to stitch together. And providing data from the telecom is one of the elementary ones to add to safety, because without connectivity, you just can't fly BVLOS.
Yeah. So, I browse through the program every year of Amsterdam Drone Week, right? And I see connectivity are strongest, even in the program. So it seems like the whole stakeholder industry are realizing, they must talk about it, they must, understand. And this is like kind of like not a good to have. To me, it seems like going through the program is deeply there, and it's evolving year by year, So I'm just wondering, today, if I'm a drone operator and I'm in the Netherlands and I want to utilize, the connectivity capabilities, what should I do? Like, what should be the message? Maybe, Jan, should I just walk to your booth and, say I want to speak with someone from KPN, or what's the best way to get engaged and use,
Yeah,
this?
so there are multiple ways. You can talk to me, handig
Yeah.
with KPN. That's easy. I'm actually on. We have a booth here. You can go to our website. We have a drone page over there with all the information about our services we are providing. We're not only working on those, but also on other initiatives. You can leave your email address over there. You can hook me up on LinkedIn. There are many ways to connect with me. Yeah.
To engage, and you're looking for now early adopters. This did I understand well? Who already can jump on the train of this?
Yeah. So we are moving towards a regular development cycle of our product, and then initially we want to attract early adapters, get their feedback. We're discussing with like big parties like AWB, but also some startup and scale-ups, which are very good in providing us feedback while we provide our services to them to help them start up. And early adopters.
Sounds
great.
amazing.
Yeah.
And Thomas, if someone is watching us out, from, for example, another telecommunication company from Japan or Korea, and you have this great example here, in the Netherlands. Should they get in touch, with you, or is this somewhere, where?
Sure. So the best way to get in touch with us is if you check out on our AirborneRF.com webpage. We are providing also some industry news, so not just about product marketing, but industry news, examples from other customers, from partners who share some of their insights, how they are doing things and how they become more successful and closer to making that actually a real deployment, a commercial deployment for BVLOS operation.
Yeah, I think this is definitely the use case where we can all learn from, and I would suggest, all other there, check it out and understand, because it seems like Netherlands is a step ahead already, with this already out dynamic capability of understanding the network. So thank you so much for the discussion, Jan and Thomas. I think it's going to be great. And thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.